Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Town of Wappinger Town Hall. On behalf of the Town Board, it's an honor to welcome our town's police, fire, and emergency medical service professionals to the Town of Wappinger's 5th Annual First Responder Awards. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing as we invite the Reverend Dr. Edward Hunt from the Bethel Missionary Baptist Church to lead us in prayer.
Dear God, we come to you, each of us, in our own way and according to our own faith. But we come knowing that you, God, watch over us. We thank you for the gathering of your people. We thank you for those who have dedicated their lives to the community, the first responders, the law enforcement. Each one contributes in their own way. And we thank you, dear God, that they have a willingness to serve. We thank you for their families that support them. And dear God, please, I pray that you would keep each one of them safe. Bring them home at the end of their shift. And then I pray a special blessing upon each family according to their needs. We love you, Lord God, and we have no other way of expressing it except to say thank you. Bless us, we pray, according to our faith. In the name of God who watches over us, his Son who walked the earth with us, and the Spirit, your Spirit that dwells within us. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated, and please show appreciation for Dr. Hunt for his years of service to our community. We greatly appreciate his words and wisdom and spiritual guidance. A round of applause, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you to stand for a moment of silence, if you please could. Just a short time ago, a tragedy occurred here in this town that affected our first responder community significantly. New York State Police Station Commander and Sergeant Rich Weatherwax lost his son. The Weatherwax family has been a great deal of assistance to this town, most specifically Sergeant Weatherwax, from a public safety standpoint, from his counseling, from his input on issues in this town. And we hurt. It hurts us to see Sergeant Weatherwax and his family suffer through this tragedy. It is appropriate this evening, as we begin our annual award ceremony that recognizes our emergency service organizations, that we pause for a moment and we join the Weatherwax family as they are in our prayers. Amen. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to welcome you this evening to our town hall, show your appreciation for the supervisor of the town of Wappinger, the Honorable Dr. Richard Thurston.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Bill, for those solemn words in the moment of prayer. We really are all very touched and grieving over the loss of Ryan. The town, Wappinger, the board members, who I think are here tonight, welcomes everyone in the room here for our 5th Annual First Responder Award Ceremony. tonight, as Councilman Beal mentioned, we recognize everyone that has really spent a lot of their energy and time, their heroism, for making the town of Wappinger a much, much better place to live. In fact, I think we are recognizing that importance because our population has increased for the first time in about 20 years. So thanks, to everyone, and want to make sure that everyone here knows. I know I don't have to say it to all the men and women standing around the room, but our town stands very proudly and fully in support of everything that you and your families do on behalf of the town. And thanks to each and every one of you that are being recognized tonight, as well as fellow brothers and sisters. And so I won't say much more except a couple words that are seldom said, and he's going to kick me, but I would also like to recognize Bill Beal for organizing this important event, but also for his very own efforts in the town as a member of Houstonville Fire Company, and also as a manager of the Dutchess County Emergency Operations Center, which is so crucial throughout the year and many different events, and not just when we have storms and fires and other events. So Bill, I really do want to give you a round of applause for your effort. Thank you. So I'll turn the ceremony over to Bill, but God bless all of our first responders here, and God bless America.
Thank you, Supervisor Thurston. Also present this evening, representing the town of Wappinger, Ward 2, which includes the southern parts of our town, including the Chelsea Fire District, parts of Chelsea Hamlet, the southern communities of our town, from Chelsea to Swordoutville, Councilwoman Angela Bettina, if you could join us up here too. Round of applause for the Councilwoman. Representing Ward 3, which includes Rockingham and the communities and areas within the New Hackensack Fire District, Councilman Chris Phillips from Ward 3. Representing the 4th Ward, which includes the Dutchess County Airport or Hudson Valley Regional Airport and the northeastern communities in the town, including Robinson Lane and the New Hackensack Fire District, show your appreciation for Councilman Al Casella. Thank you for those kind words, Supervisor. I appreciate that. For those that don't know me, I am Councilman William Beal. I represent the northwestern areas of our town, including 2/3 of the village of Wappingers Falls, as well as the Houstonville Hamlet and parts of the Houstonville Fire District. I appreciate everyone taking time out of a beautiful Sunday evening to be here this year. Obviously, last year we couldn't hold this event because of COVID, so this year our intent is to include many of those major incidents and critical calls from the previous year as well. So I appreciate you being here. Joining us this evening also is County Legislator Lisa Paoloni, representing the town of Wappinger. Lisa, feel free to join us as well. A round of applause for the County Legislator. This past week, our town continued our tradition of gathering on September 11th and remembering those that have made the ultimate sacrifice. On September 11th, 2001, 2,977 lost their lives. 3,051 children lost a parent. 17 babies were subsequently born to women who lost their husband. 20 years have passed. We cannot forget the 412 that lost their lives who were emergency workers who responded to the World Trade Center, including 343 firefighters, including the FDNY Chief of Department, the FDNY First Deputy Fire Commissioner, FDNY Chaplain Michael Judge, and 2 FDNY paramedics. 75 firehouses in New York City lost at least one member. 75 firehouses. Since 9/11, significant numbers of additional firefighters have died from 9/11 related illnesses. 16 were added to their losses in the past year. On 9/11, 3 retired FDNY firefighters working as life safety directors at the World Trade Center died. 37 police officers from the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey lost their lives. 23 police officers from the NYPD lost their lives. 8 emergency medical technicians from private ambulance companies also lost their lives, as did 1 member of the New York City Fire Patrol. As disturbing as these numbers are, more people now are believed to have died from illnesses related to 9/11 than were killed on the actual day. As of today, the September 11th Victim Compensation Fund is now stating nearly 3,900 claims have been filed on behalf of someone who has died of 9/11 related illness. Again, the number of those who have died from 9/11 related illness now exceeds the number of those who died on that fateful day. As of today, more than 250 NYPD members have died from 9/11 related illnesses. That's over 10 times the original number of 23 who died on September 11, 2001. Since September 11th of last year, as I said, FDNY has added 16 more members to their memorial plaque, bringing the total number of FDNY firefighters who have died from 9/11 related illnesses to 250. 343 firefighters died on September 11th, 2001. One FBI agent was killed in the attacks on September 11th. As of today, more than 16 agents have died from what illnesses the FBI links to toxic exposure during the investigation and cleanup at Ground Zero. I'm sure many of you watched a number of documentaries over the past week as the 20th anniversary of 9/11 has occurred, and it doesn't seem to get any easier to watch those documentaries. In fact, many of us in this room can't watch those documentaries. This evening, we understand that we still face a public health emergency. Last year, due to COVID, we were unable to recognize our first responders. This evening, we feel that we are safe and we can recognize our first responders for the hard work and the critical calls they have been involved in. 2 years ago, a permanent and historic modification was made to the 9/11 Memorial located in Manhattan in honor of those who succumbed to 9/11 illness. It's called the 9/11 Memorial Glade. This new memorial reads, "This Memorial Glade is dedicated to those whose actions in our time of need led to their injury, sickness, and death. Responders and recovery workers, survivors, and community members suffering long after September 11, 2001. From exposure to hazards and toxins that hung heavy in the air, here and beyond this site known as Ground Zero, and at the Pentagon and near Shanksville, Pennsylvania, in the aftermath of the terrorist attacks." The new memorial goes on to say, "Here we honor the tens of thousands from across America and around the world who came to heal, whose selflessness and resolve, perseverance and courage renewed the spirit of a grieving city, gave hope to the nation, and inspired the world. We must never forget those that not only died on September 11, 2001, but those who continue to suffer today from their actions on September 11th and beyond." In the wake of the 20th anniversary of our country's darkest day, the town of Wappinger felt it was very important to continue this tradition of recognizing our first responders. The reality is that unless a resident has had contact with any of our emergency medical professionals, a firefighter, or a police officer, it's not something that they would normally think about. Meanwhile, just about every single day, our volunteer firefighters stop what they are doing, no matter what time of day, to respond to everything from a flooded basement, especially in the last 10 days, to a car accident, to a house fire. In fact, our departments here in this town, during the remnants of Hurricane Ida, responded to over 100 flooding conditions, all through the night. Many members in New Hackensack, Houstonville, and Chelsea ended up having to take the next day from work off just to help meet the mission. This town recognizes that and appreciates that. We're also grateful for our emergency medical personnel. I call them emergency medical professionals, answering 911 calls 24/7 for anything from a toothache to a cardiac arrest, and that's no joke. The town board appreciates the compassion and the professionalism that's displayed by these professionals, no matter what the nature of the call is. The town of Wappinger is patrolled by the Dutchess County Sheriff's Office and the New York State Police. Many times throughout the year, the Village of Wappinger Falls Police assist us as well. These brave law enforcement officers put their lives on the line. These men and women in blue get nowhere near the recognition they deserve for the thankless job they do. Tonight, we will attempt to show a level of appreciation with a significant incident that happened in this town in which law enforcement literally put their lives on the line for the safety of our residents. As the supervisor said, this town is on record multiple times supporting our law enforcement, firefighting, and EMS professionals. We greatly appreciate the sacrifice that each and every one of you do for all of the residents in this town. So this evening, we will continue our tradition by recognizing individuals that have gone above and beyond the call of duty in the town of Wappinger. As I mentioned, this year, we're covering from September 1st, 2019 to on or about September 1st, 2021. So we're going to cover some ground here, and we're going to recognize these individuals that have gone above and beyond. The date was October 30th, 2019. It was 8:14 p.m. The Dutchess County 911 Center took an open line 911 call from a landline in a house on Skytop Drive in the Chelsea section of the town of Wappinger. An open line 911 call can be a call that comes into 911 where there's nobody on the other end speaking, but the dispatcher may, or the call taker may hear that it's not a hang-up. Dispatcher Carrie Vitone was monitoring the call, attempting to determine if there was, in fact, an emergency, when a male came on the line and reported that a female at that location appeared to be having a heart attack. Dispatcher Vitone calmed the caller in an effort to get important information and determined that the patient was, in fact, unresponsive. Dispatcher Vitone determined that the patient was also not breathing. Public Safety Dispatcher Vitone instructed the caller on how to begin CPR. She stayed on the line with the caller, providing instructions and reassurance for over 8 minutes, continuing to instruct the individuals on the other end of the line on how to do CPR. After 8 minutes, care was taken over by first responders from the New York State Police, Town of Wappinger EMS, and the Chelsea Fire Department. In recognition of saving a human life, Dutchess County Public Safety Dispatcher Carrie Vitone is being recognized first this evening. You can come right over here, Sharon. Just stand right over here. That's fine. Actually, stand more this way, right? Is that good? Okay. Come on in. Okay.
You want to hold your certificate up?
Oh, yeah.
Oops.
That's good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is the same call from a different perspective. On October 30th, 2019, at 8:20 in the evening, Town of Wappinger Medic 1 responded to a residence in the town for a patient experiencing a diabetic problem. Upon arrival, Town of Wappinger EMS found a 74-year-old man on the floor, pulseless, apneic with a sugar of 40. CPR was started. By EMS, pulses regained after one round of CPR. The crew continued rescue breathing and ALS intervention during transport, noting continued patient improvement. This patient was discharged to home 2 days later with no deficits. It was the quick response, knowledge, and intervention of this crew that resulted in saving a human life. Ladies and gentlemen, show your appreciation for Paramedic Justin Scribner and EMT Kyle Charette. Unfortunately, they are working this evening, so we will make sure that they receive their recognition. Thank you. It was February 23rd, 2020, at 2:46 in the morning. New Hackensack Fire Department was dispatched for a single-car motor vehicle accident. Upon arrival of the first officer, the vehicle was found off the roadway, into the woods, and heavily damaged. There were still 2 occupants in the vehicle needing extrication. The members on scene set up to get to work to get those patients out. It was decided at that time the best course of action to gain access to the patients would be to remove the roof of the vehicle. The crews worked in unison to keep the patients safe from additional harm and quickly take the roof off the car. Because of the mechanism of impact and the substantial damage, spinal immobilization was taken for both patients and they were quickly transported to the hospital. With the quick and decisive actions by the members on the scene of the New Hackensack Fire Department, both patients were extricated from the vehicle and actually ended up with minor injuries due to their efforts. Ladies and gentlemen, show your appreciation for the following New Hackensack Fire Department members who played a pivotal role in this outcome. Receiving unit citations as a result of outstanding actions as a team provided on February 23rd, 2020 at the scene of an accident with entrapment, firefighter Tim Smith, New Hackensack Fire Department. Firefighter Philip Scarano. Firefighter Bernard Rowe. Firefighter Joseph Norton. Firefighter Tim Martin. Chief Anthony Marquez. Firefighter Roderick McLeod. Firefighter Scott Holmes. Firefighter Chris Hetty. Firefighter Jonathan Gallagher. Firefighter Tyler Coyle. Firefighter Richard Court. Firefighter Patricio Cortez. Firefighter Matthew Caruso. Firefighter Coleman Adamek. That's right, we'll get him. And ladies and gentlemen, show your appreciation also receiving a unit citation and taking the unit citations for those that were unable to attend. At the time, he was Assistant Chief. He is now Chief Raymond Valentin.
Ray would be good enough, but.
It was August 27, 2021. The Chelsea Fire Department was dispatched to an auto versus motorcycle. Chief Shermer and Assistant Chief McCluskey arrived on scene and found one patient in the roadway. As Chief Shermer assessed the situation, Assistant Chief McCluskey made contact and found the patient conscious, but the patient had a severe arterial bleed to the upper left arm, a life-threatening injury. Assistant Chief McCluskey began to render aid to the patient by attempting to stop the bleeding. The bleeding was slowed by packing the wound until the arrival of Lieutenant Schulman. Lieutenant Schulman arrived and applied a tourniquet and began assessing the patient, locating numerous other injuries until the arrival of EMS. When EMS arrived on scene, the patient was transferred to the care of EMS and transported ALS to the hospital. The above-named individuals have been nominated because of their direct actions led to a successful outcome for the patient. So there's two parts of this recognition. In recognition of saving a human life, as a result of life-saving actions performed on July 25, 2020, by providing immediate emergency care to a seriously injured victim of a car versus motorcycle accident, show your appreciation for, at the time, Assistant Chief Ryan McCluskey. In recognition of saving a human life as a result of life-saving actions performed on July 25, 2020, by providing immediate emergency care to a seriously injured victim of a car versus motorcycle accident, Lieutenant Andrew Schulman. Other members on scene played a significant role in this outcome as well. Upon arrival of additional fire personnel, Firefighter Flower, Firefighter Kearns, Firefighter Tompkins assisted at scene with the roadway. The roadway was closed. Traffic was redirected to give EMS quick access to the scene. Upon arrival of EMS, all firefighters on scene assisted with patient packaging and removal to the ambulance. The patient was transferred to the care of EMS and transported ALS. Fire department personnel remained on scene to assist with traffic accident reconstruction. The above-named individuals have been nominated because of their direct actions that led to this successful outcome for this patient. Receiving unit citations this evening, the following members of the Chelsea Fire Department: Firefighter James Tompkins. Firefighter Carter Kearns. Firefighter Brianna Flower. Chief Ken Shermer. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for the members of the Chelsea Fire Department. was September 21st, 2020. At 5:47 p.m., the Houstonville Fire Department and Town of Wappinger EMS were dispatched to the area of 21 Woodland Court for report of a bicycle accident with serious injuries. I arrived on scene first and determined that the 15-year-old victim had a serious head injury. Upon arrival of paramedic Seth Butler, it was determined that a medevac helicopter was needed. As patient care was initiated, Houstonville members established a landing zone at the Houstonville Fire Station. Advanced life support was initiated in the ambulance as the patient was transported to the landing zone. LifeNet Air 2 arrived on scene without incident, and critical patient care was continued on scene. Houstonville firefighters assisted with patient transfer to the helicopter, and the patient was transported to Westchester Medical Center as quickly as possible. The patient, a 15-year-old male, subsequently made a full recovery. Receiving a unit citation this evening as a result of outstanding actions as a team provided on September 21st, 2020 at the scene of a serious injury accident requiring a medevac, Houstonville firefighter Jared Wigdor. Firefighter Ryan White. Firefighter Michael Flynn. Firefighter Michael Schapper. Firefighter Raymond Leslie. Lieutenant Nick Ward. Firefighter TJ Gallman. Firefighter Jack Delaney. Lieutenant Jeff Bonanno. Firefighter Anthony Martino. Captain John King. Firefighter James McGovern. Providing direct patient care during this incident, a unit citation being presented to paramedic Seth Butler. And EMT Kyle Chorette. We good? Just, yeah, there you go. Look this way. Thank you. One more. Thank you. It was August 14, 2020, at 4:10 in the morning. New Hackensack Fire Department was dispatched to a motorcycle versus a deer. Upon arrival, Dutchess County Sheriff's Office advised that the patient was in critical condition down in the roadway. The patient was quickly prepared and packaged by members of the New Hackensack Fire Department and Town of Wappinger EMS for immediate transport to a trauma center. Members also attended to secure the motorcycle, preventing further fluid leaks, and provided scene support for the Dutchess County Sheriff's Office during their investigation. This evening, receiving a unit citation as a result of outstanding actions as a team provided On August 14, 2020, at the scene of a serious injury motorcycle accident, unit citations are presented to firefighter Doug Rowe. Firefighter Bernard Rowe. Firefighter Joseph Norton. Firefighter Scott Holmes. He's here. Firefighter Roderick McLeod. Yeah, if he's here, put it out. Firefighter Jonathan Gallagher. Firefighter John Froley. Firefighter Richard Court. Also present that evening and receiving the certificates for those that could not attend at the time, Assistant Chief Raymond Valentin. Folks, at the conclusion of tonight's ceremony, we're going to have all the recipients gather in front for a group photo, so please don't leave too quickly so we can get that photo of all the recipients. On Friday, August 14, 2020, at 7:42 in the evening, New Hackensack Assistant Chief at the time, Ray Valentin, happened to witness a serious motor vehicle accident at the intersection of Route 9 and Myers Corners Road in the town of Wappinger. Town of Wappinger Medic 1 and Medic 2 were dispatched along with the state police and the Houstonville Fire Department. Units were updated that the incident involved 3 vehicles, including a rollover, and 1 patient had been ejected into the roadway. It was with a high degree of skill and professional action from each agency and individual that each passenger was extricated for treatment by fire and EMS. Patients were treated and transported to local hospitals. Unfortunately, despite gallant efforts for everyone on scene, 1 patient did succumb to their injuries. However, MSTAR has nominated the following members for a unit citation as a result of outstanding actions as a team that day. August 14, 2020, at the scene of a serious injury rollover auto accident with ejection. Receiving a unit citation, Paramedic Lisa Bendo. Paramedic Susan Sherwood. EMT Matthew Scribner. EMT Thomas Goldman. Receiving unit citations as a group, the Houstonville Fire Department and the New York State Police. Paramedic Sherwood just responded on a medical emergency, is unable to be here, but we will make sure she receives her certificate. It was November 15th, 2020. The Chelsea Fire Department was dispatched to an auto versus pedestrian. Chief Shermer arrived on scene to find a male on the roadway with a serious head injury, losing consciousness. Chief Shermer requested a medevac helicopter. Crews arrived on scene and were directed by Chief Shermer to set up a landing zone in the parking lot next to the incident. Crews established a landing zone and assisted with patient care until the arrival of the helicopter. The patient was transferred to the helicopter for transportation to Westchester Medical Center by members of the Chelsea Fire Department and EMS. Receiving a unit citation this evening as a result of outstanding actions as a team provided on November 15, 2020 at the scene of a serious injury pedestrian auto accident, firefighter James Tompkins. Firefighter Carter Kearns. Chief Ken Shermer. Assistant Chief Ryan McCluskey.
Ms. Bears, right here, or the other person.
It was October 5th, 2020, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Town of Wappinger Medic 1 responded to a residence in the town for a patient experiencing a diabetic emergency. Upon arrival, Town of Wappinger EMS found a 74-year-old male on the floor, pulseless and apnea, with a sugar of 40. CPR was started by EMS. Pulses regained after one round of CPR. The crew continued rescue breathing and ALS intervention during transport, noting continued patient improvement. The patient was discharged to home 2 days later after no deficits. It was the quick response, knowledge, and intervention of this crew that resulted in the saving of a human life. Receiving recognition this evening for saving a human life as a result of life-saving actions performed on October 5th, 2020 by providing immediate emergency care to an unresponsive male in a residence in the town of Wappinger, Paramedic Seth Butler. EMT Kyle Chorette. This is the last recognition from the year 2020. May 15th, 2020, at 10:01 p.m., New Hackensack Fire Department was dispatched for a single-car motor vehicle accident. Upon the arrival of the first officer, the vehicle was found over the top of a guardrail down an embankment with an occupant trapped in the vehicle, losing consciousness. New Hackensack members set up for a quick extrication and packaging of the patient. The patient was then quickly transported to the trauma center by EMS with a positive prognosis. Without the quick actions and teamwork from all members, the patient's outcome could have been much worse. Receiving a unit citation this evening as a result of outstanding actions as a team provided on May 15, 2020 at the scene of a serious injury auto accident with entrapment, firefighter Michael Valentino, Jr. Firefighter Tim Smith. Firefighter Bernard Rowe. Firefighter Joseph Norton. Firefighter David Nikisher, Sr. Firefighter David Nikisher. Chief at the time, Anthony Marquez. Firefighter Roderick McLeod. Firefighter Tyler Kozakowski. Firefighter Scott Holmes. Firefighter Michael Hutchinson. Firefighter Dan Henning. Firefighter Jonathan Gallagher. Firefighter Keith Gullery. Firefighter Richard Court. Firefighter Tyler Coyle. Firefighter Matthew Caruso. Firefighter Coleman Adamek. And receiving the certificates for those that could not attend tonight and also present at this incident at the time, Assistant Chief, now Chief Raymond Valentin. They're here? Okay.
I can't promise 100%.
You'll see him.
David used to work for us. Hi, David.
This is a two-part nomination. First, it was 3:25 p.m. on January 29, 2021. Dutchess County Public Safety Dispatcher Joseph Dingy took a 911 call from a female at an apartment house on Maloney Road in the town of Wappinger. The caller reported a male at that location unresponsive. Dispatcher Dingy identified the patient as having agonal breathing and attempted to have the caller get the patient to the floor to begin CPR. In spite of several suggestions, the caller was unable to move the patient. It was at that time Dispatcher Dingy instructed the caller to open the airway and begin CPR wherever they could. The dispatcher was able to talk the caller through CPR for over 6 minutes until the arrival of the New York State Police and the town of Wappinger EMS. First part of this nomination, in recognition of saving a human life, Dutchess County Public Safety Dispatcher Joseph Dingy. Receiving the recognition on his behalf, Dutchess County Director of 911 Tim Darcy, who deserves a round of applause. There's actually multiple parts to this, which is interesting. MSTAR has also nominated their crew in this same incident. It was Town of Wappinger Medic 1 that responded to the residents in the town for a patient in cardiac arrest. Upon arrival, Town of Wappinger EMS found a 59-year-old male with CPR in progress by the state police on the scene after civilian instruction was given by Dutchess County 911. CPR continued with the AED applied, the defibrillator, to the patient. The patient was then delivered 2 shocks and regained pulses on scene. With the assistance of the New York State Police, the willingness of Trooper Vetter to drive the ambulance, the patient continued to receive optimal care by both EMS providers during transport to the hospital. This patient was discharged to home 4 days later with no deficits. Receiving recognition this evening for saving a human life as a result of life-saving actions performed on January 29, 2021 by providing immediate emergency care to an unresponsive male and a residence in the town of Wappinger, Paramedic Susan Sherwood. Paramedic Sherwood, again, just responded to a medical emergency in the town. We will make sure that she receives her recognition. Present this evening, EMT Heidi Hersfeld. Also being recognized this evening as part of this proclamation are members of the New York State Police that played a pivotal role in this outcome. First being recognized, Sergeant Station Commander Richard Weatherwax, who unfortunately could not be here this evening. A round of applause. New York State Trooper Jameson Canning. New York State Trooper Cody Vetter. New York State Trooper James Hustis. New York State Trooper Thomas Aranda. New York State Trooper Nicholas White. New York State Trooper Anthony Pintabona. We'll make sure the members of the New York State Police receive their recognition. It was July 9th, 2021 at 9:33 p.m. The New Hackensack Fire Department was dispatched for a motorcycle into a utility pole. Upon arrival of the first officer and the ambulance, the patient was found to be in critical condition. The decision was made to request a medevac helicopter, which was denied due to the weather conditions. The combination of New Hackensack members and Town of Wappinger EMS made quick work of securing the patient and the motorcycle. The patient was prepared for immediate transport to a trauma center. Were it not for the quick actions of both agencies, the patient's outcome would not have been as positive as it was. Ladies and gentlemen, receiving a unit citation this evening for outstanding actions as a team provided on July 4th, 2021 at the scene of a serious injury motorcycle accident, firefighter Joseph Nees. Firefighter Tim Martin. Firefighter Jared Mance. Firefighter Dan Henning. Firefighter Chris Heddy. Firefighter Keith Gullery. Firefighter Jonathan Gallagher. Firefighter John Frawley. And receiving the certificates on behalf of those that cannot be here this evening, and also on scene for this incident, Chief of Department Raymond Valentin. It was August 27th, 2021. Not that long ago. The Chelsea Fire District was dispatched to a bus on fire. This wasn't just a normal bus on fire. Crews were updated while en route that this was a Department of Corrections prisoner transport bus on fire with 27 inmates on board with an active disturbance in the roadway. A large police presence was requested to the scene to secure the scene so that firefighters and EMS could operate. Chief McCluskey requested that Castle Point be added to the assignment due to the large number of individuals involved. Chief McCluskey arrived on scene to find an active fight in progress between law enforcement officers and inmates. Fire equipment arrived on scene and began to extinguish the fire. During the extinguishment efforts, numerous law enforcement agencies responded to assist with the disturbance. The fire was brought under control within several minutes. EMS was called in to the scene to assist with 3 patients with injuries, one having a serious head injury. EMS transported and law enforcement gained control of the situation. All occupants of the bus were accounted for. Fire crews remained on scene to assist with traffic until the removal of all inmates. The scene was turned over to the New York State Police for vehicle removal. The named individuals have been nominated by the Chelsea Fire District for a unit citation due to their professional actions and efforts in dealing with an incident of extenuating circumstances. Through the actions of all involved, public safety was maintained and a crisis was averted. Receiving a unit citation this evening as a result of outstanding actions as a team provided on August 27, 2021 at the scene of a New York State Department of Corrections bus on fire, firefighter Shane Talbot. Firefighter James Tompkins. That's good. Firefighter Carter Kearns. Firefighter Ken Shermer. Chief of Department Ryan McCluskey. On behalf of the Chelsea Fire District, they would also like to thank publicly the Castle Point Fire Department, the New York State Department of Corrections, the Dutchess County Sheriff's Office, the New York State Police, the Fishkill Police Department, the Beacon Police Department, the MTA Police Department, the Village of Wappingers Falls Police Department. I'm not done yet. The Hyde Park Police Department, the Town of Poughkeepsie Police Department, the Orange County Sheriff's Office, the Town of Newburgh Police, the Town and Village of Montgomery, and the Village of Walden PD, who all responded to assist at this incident it could have been very bad. Through the work of this team of professionals on the fire side, EMS side, and law enforcement, it was handled and under control. Another round of applause for these first responders.
Good job.
All right. Here, Chelsea. Here, give that one. That's Ken Sherman right here. It was Thursday, March 4th, 2021, at 11:30 in the evening. Town of Wappinger Medic 1 was dispatched along with Houstonville Fire Department to a residence in the town of Wappinger for a patient experiencing chest pain. Upon arrival, Town of Wappinger EMS found the patient having serious chest pain and went into cardiac arrest, witnessed by both the paramedic, the EMT, and myself. CPR was in progress immediately. Defibrillation was initiated immediately, with the return of respirations and a pulse after the first shock. The patient regained consciousness and was actually talking after the defibrillation. This incident happened on March 4th, and this patient was discharged to home on March 6th with no deficits. It was the quick response, knowledge, and intervention of this crew and teamwork that resulted in the saving of a human life. There's two recognitions this evening. The life-saving recognition and the unit citation recognition. In recognition of saving a human life as a result of life-saving actions performed on March 4th, 2021 by providing immediate emergency care to an unresponsive female in a residence in the town of Wappinger, paramedic Seth Butler. EMT Heidi Hersfeld. Fire Lieutenant Thomas Gallman, Sr.
I have one additional one in recognition of saving a human life. District Captain William H. Beal, Houstonville, FD.
Receiving a unit citation this evening for outstanding actions as a team to support the efforts of EMS, firefighter Jeff Bonanno. Firefighter Michael Flynn. Firefighter Ryan White. Firefighter Kevin Cruz.
Thank you.
Before we do our final presentation this evening, we would just like to be sure to recognize the fact that the Dutchess County Executive's Office is recognizing each agency that is present here this evening. We don't need anybody to come up at this point, but we'll make sure that each agency receives their recognition from Dutchess County Executive Marcus Molinaro, who appreciates your dedicated service to our community. Receiving recognition from the County Executive's Office, MSTAR, Town of Wappinger EMS, Chelsea Fire Department, Houstonville Fire Department, the Dutchess County 911 Center, the New Hackensack Fire Department, the Dutchess County Sheriff's Office, the New York State Police, and the Village of Wappingers Falls Police Department. A round of applause for all those agencies. New York State Senator Sue Serino also appreciates the service of our first responders in this community with gratitude for your unwavering dedication to protecting those who live and work throughout Dutchess County. The same agencies will be receiving a certificate of recognition from New York State Senator Sue Serino, who had a representative here this evening. Unfortunately, the senator and the county executive couldn't be with us. This entire ceremony is being broadcast on the cable channel and will continue to play. That's why it's important, we believe, as a town board, it's important to have these types of ceremonies so that folks, even if they can't attend, they will see it on the cable channel. And I believe they will probably raise some eyebrows when they see what happens in this town behind the scenes. So we greatly appreciate the support from both the senator and the county executive. Now, this incident is a very serious situation that occurred in our town. It had just occurred immediately before we had our 2019 ceremony. So it was too premature in 2019 to recognize individuals because we didn't have all of the information yet. But we will be recognizing each one of these law enforcement professionals for this very serious incident. September 2nd, 2019, Marlaville Road. Now, this was a nomination from both the Dutchess County Sheriff's Office and the New York State Police. Members of the Dutchess County Sheriff's Office responded to assist the New York State Police at the scene of a disturbance where shots were fired at initial responding troopers. The suspect subsequently barricaded himself in the residence with a firearm. Dutchess County Sheriff's Office members assisted the New York State Police in establishing perimeter positions. The Sheriff's Office assisted with the Emergency Services Unit, which was activated at approximately 9:30 to assist the New York State Police Tactical Response Team. During the course of almost 7 hours, the suspect fired several rounds in unknown directions from unknown locations inside this residence. Additionally, the suspect had obtained possession of a police radio during the initial shots fired and was able to transmit on and monitor police frequencies, making tactical communications very challenging. The Dutchess County Sheriff's Office ESU members assisted with maintaining containment on the perimeter positions to keep themselves and the New York State Police safe, and relaying pertinent observational intel to the Joint Tactical Operations Command. Through the coordinated response of patrol-level officers, tactical response officers, and New York State Police negotiators, this suspect surrendered without further incident. I can't get into the specifics of what occurred on this scene, but there were injuries. Law enforcement officers literally put their lives on the line during this incident, not only to protect themselves, but to protect this neighborhood. And I know for a fact that both the New York State Police, the Dutchess County Sheriff's Office, and a multitude of agencies went above and beyond to make sure that the residents of Marlaville Road and the surrounding areas got out of there. Many of these tactical considerations are not discussed publicly for obvious reasons. But I can tell you that the New York State Police, the Dutchess County Sheriff's Office, the Village of Wappingers Falls Police, the Town of Fishkill Police, and the MTAPD went above and beyond to keep us safe. We will first recognize the New York State Police members who were present at this incident. The New York State Police does have a presence here. However, we know and we understand that many of these troopers may be working. So if they are not present, we will make sure they receive their recognition. New York State Trooper Aaron Tiso. New York State Trooper Ryan McCabe. New York State Trooper Michael Winkleman. New York State Trooper Corey Pingzer. New York State Trooper Michael Polishuk. New York State Trooper Michael Sulo. Zone Sergeant Joseph Malorgio. Sergeant Station Commander Albert Miano. Sergeant Station Commander Nicholas Gallipani. Sergeant Timothy Comerford. Investigator Mikhail Dolce-Mascolo. Senior Investigator William Popow. Senior Investigator Abdul Weed Sr. Senior Investigator Kimberly Hetwer. Investigator Noreen Winterfeld. Investigator Melissa McMorris. Investigator Matthew Card. Crime Victim Specialist Rochelle McDonough. Canine Handler David Turner. We also want to recognize the New York State Police Bomb Disposal Unit, the New York State Police Special Operations Response Team, and the Troop K Forensics Investigation Unit. Ladies and gentlemen, show your appreciation for the New York State Police.
Thank you very much.
From the Dutchess County Sheriff's Office, receiving unit citations as a result of outstanding actions as a team provided on September 2nd, 2019 at the scene of a barricaded subject with shots fired, Sergeant Neil Stewart. Sergeant Jonathan Snowden. Sergeant Mark Feminella. Detective Kurt Twaddell. Deputy Chris Myers. Deputy Scott Shepard. Deputy Jared Griffin. Deputy Ryan Griffin. Lieutenant Frank LaMonica. Deputy Aaron Malone. Deputy James Flanagan. Lieutenant Everett Persall. Deputy William Butler. And a round of applause for the members of the Dutchess County Sheriff's Office.
Thank you.
Those are ones already there.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the conclusion of our nominations and recognition this year. However, we already have begun receiving nominations for next year. We understand that COVID is still not over, and I think folks need to understand, and of course I'm preaching to the choir in this room, but folks that may be watching online or watching on television, I can't express how significant and how challenging it has been for our first responders, whether they be EMS, fire, or police, continuing to do their difficult job during a public health emergency. I believe that this town has led. We have been able to continue providing the highest level of care despite the fact that we are facing an unprecedented pandemic. For that, ladies and gentlemen, show your appreciation to all of our first responders for their hard work and diligence during unprecedented times. Ladies and gentlemen, I would be remiss if I didn't mention this artifact that we received on September 11th, 2021, 20 years after that fateful day. Thanks to First Sergeant Carmine Romeo from the Dutchess County Sheriff's Office and the Medal of Honor Committee and Dutchess County Sheriff Butch Anderson, the town was presented this artifact that was recovered from the North Tower of the World Trade Center. This is significant to us, especially because the 2,700-pound, 13-foot section of steel that's mounted in our memorial, named after Sergeant Mark C. Palmatier, is also from the North Tower. We greatly appreciate First Sergeant Romeo and the Dutchess County Sheriff's Office, as well as the Medal of Honor Committee and Sheriff Butch Anderson for bestowing this upon us. A round of applause for the Medal of Honor Committee. And to conclude this evening's ceremony, Supervisor Thurston will conclude, but before he does, please don't go out into the hallway. If you're a recipient, come up front. We'll get some photos taken of the group. We would greatly appreciate your participation in that. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Richard Thurston.
I'd like, again, another round of applause for Bill for putting all this together. Thank you, Bill. And also thanks to our board members and Legislator Paoloni and the others that aren't here today, because without their support, and particularly financial, for supporting the ambulance service of MSTAR, for supporting the great work that's done by the Sheriff's Department, and also supporting the work that's been done over at our Emergency Services Building. And last but not least, we do also approve, basically, the budgets for the fire departments. So thank you all, and thanks for everyone for attending. Thanks for our residents who are watching this, and all of our residents, please acknowledge when you see one of our heroes here today and others, please acknowledge your appreciation for all that they're doing. So again, thank you, and God bless you during the months that are coming ahead of us. Thank you, everyone.
So we'll have our first responder recipients come on up front. Bill Johnson and Vinnie Galvin. By the way, they deserve a round of applause. Bill Johnson and Vinnie Galvin have been taking the photos all night tonight. Give them a round of applause. Also, Mike Miner is our television TV camera operator. Give him a round of applause, too. And again, first responders, come on up here, and we'll have room in the front and room on top, whichever you would like to do, and I'm sure Bill will coach us